Hey guys, this is Candle, and it's time for another gaming collection video, another gaming pickups video. We're going to start things off with the big release of the last week, and that is, of course, Stellar Blade. I haven't had too much time to get into this so far, but I am enjoying it. I've only put, a couple hours into it yesterday. That was about it, which is actually hilarious because I got this on launch day. I actually had to go to 3 different stores to get it because the local Best Buy didn't have it, local Walmart didn't have it, and I had to go to GameStop, and thankfully they had a copy that wasn't already spoken for through pre-orders. And in fact, the guy told me that if you don't pre-order a game these days, they generally don't get that many more copies than they have pre-orders for it. So, unfortunately, physical's on the way out. I hate to say it, but that's the way things are. Still, I've been looking forward to playing this game since it was first unveiled as Project Eve a few years back. Really, really enjoying it. I love the aesthetic. Not a huge Souls-like fan, but I'm still enjoying it for the most part so far. The music is really, really cool too, and I don't know what exactly about it is like so damn cool, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like something was a bit lost when games started, when every game started having these huge cinematic orchestral scores, and this does things that are a little bit different, and it's really interesting, and I really love it. Definitely looking forward to playing this more, getting more into this. But moving on from that, we also have a recent release I picked up. I haven't opened it yet, but it is Unicorn Overlord, and I got this because I do love strategy RPGs, and this is supposed to be real time to an extent. I think I'm not entirely sure, but definitely looking forward to trying this out, playing this at some point. So yeah. Next up is a pair of games. Well, we'll start off with one of them. I got this off of Amazon, and thankfully they sent the right copy. So it is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion for the Xbox. I already had this on PS5. Played through it, really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend if you're a huge Final Fantasy or a Final Fantasy VII fan. So this is the Xbox version. It's got both Xbox Series X and Xbox One. And I think all I'm missing now is the Switch and the PS4 versions of this. Another Final Fantasy game I also got was Stranger of Paradise on Xbox. Again, I already have the PS5 version. I'm just missing the PS4 version now because I don't think this came to Switch. Now, this I had to get off of eBay. I actually originally got this from Amazon, but they sent the wrong region. They sent me a PAL copy, and I'm like, no. I'm here in North America. I'm in the U.S. I want North American copies, with the exception being games that didn't get physical releases here in the US, like Final Fantasy 3 on the PSP. I had to import a Japanese copy which had English because it was digital only here in the US. And Ratchet and Clank Quest for Booty on the PS3, I had to import a PAL copy for that because it was digital only here in the US. This was not digital only here in the US. In fact, I have proof because there's the ESRB logo right there. So definitely glad to have this. I did recently play through the DLC on PS5, got the platinum and everything like that. I am still missing a few trophies from the DLC, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with that. Still really enjoyed it. We're going to keep the Final Fantasy train rolling because I also picked up Final Fantasy XI on the Xbox 360. Now, this is no longer playable. The server shut down in 2016, I want to say. And I actually had this before. I had a really bad experience with Final Fantasy XI on the 360 back in the day. Because if you did not shut this game down properly, first off, it took forever to install and update the game. It took over a day to update and install the game. And I only played about 5 minutes of it. Wasn't really enjoying it. Turned it off. And if you don't shut down the game properly, it corrupts the entire installation. And the only way to then boot it up again to uninstall it was to save the data from the disk to the hard drive. Thankfully, Xbox 360s by that point had that feature because that wasn't there originally. So there were people who were pretty much screwed with this originally. Still, I am looking forward to possibly giving this another shot. It's still playable on PC, just not the Xbox 360 or PS2 versions. Looking forward to eventually giving this another shot at some point. This is, the gatefold version. I got the slipcover. It's in good condition. It's hard to find this with the cardboard slipcover, and especially in good condition with the metallic finish here and stuff like that. So definitely glad to have that. However, that's not it, because this version only includes the first 3 expansions, because that's what was available when it launched on the 360. So it's Final Fantasy XI, Rise of the Zilart, which was also included in the base Final Fantasy XI in the US. Also Chains of Promathia and Treasures of At Urgan. However, there were 2 more expansions released for the game. Wings of the Goddess, which I now have, and also Seekers of Adoulin. And this is the only physical copy of Seekers of Adoulin in North America was on the 360. So, yeah, definitely glad to have that. It didn't get a physical release on PC, didn't get I'm not even sure if it released on PS2. Definitely didn't get a physical release on PS2. So anyways, I am definitely glad to have the complete Final Fantasy XI experience, or near complete experience, because there are 3 more collections for Final Fantasy XI that include almost everything. So there are 2 collections that include, the base version plus Wings of the Goddess. So there's the Vana'diel 2008 collection, which is pretty much just these 2 things packaged together, and then there is the Ultimate collection, which includes the mini expansions that never got physical release on their own, and as well as this. And then there's the Ultimate collection Seekers Edition, which also includes, it's all that, plus it includes Seekers of Adoulin. So I still need to get those to complete my Final Fantasy collection on Xbox 360, but other than that, I have all the individual releases. It's just the final two or 3 variants. However, I must say I missed my quota a bit this month in terms of game numbers, and there's a specific reason for that. I'm still doing all right in terms of par for everything, but the reason why I missed my quota was because I went on eBay and got a rather expensive game. It's not like a super expensive game, but it's still a fairly hefty price tag, especially for one game. And that is a game I've had on my eyes on for the last few years, that really shot up in price over the pandemic, practically doubling, but has since come back down, thankfully. And that is Suikoden 2. Classic JRPG on the PS1. It's widely considered a masterpiece. I've never actually played it before. I still haven't even played Suikoden 1. But I'm still very much glad to have this in my collection. And that fills out the gap in the franchise, because I already had 1, 3, and 4. I'm still missing 5 and Tactics, and then there was a Suikoden a DS game. I think it's Suikoden 0. I'm not sure. Other than that, I do need to check out Eiyuden Chronicles, which just came out, which was kind of a spiritual successor to Suikoden, kind of from the same developer and stuff like that. So I need to check that out. However, I am definitely hugely glad to finally add this to my collection. Although I'm probably not going to actually play it. I did pop the disc in to make sure it works, because when I got it online, the listing didn't show the back of the disc, and I don't know if it's going to show up that well on camera here. But it is a bit scratched up. I don't know if it's showing up that well on the camera. But it is a bit scratched up, but it still runs. So, it still works. Definitely, like I said, glad to add this to my collection. Though I'm probably not going to play this version, at least not for a good while. Because Konami did promise us a Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster Collection that has yet to materialize. I'm still waiting for that. So, we'll see then. Anyways, that is it for the gaming pickups video. Let's get the stack here. Yeah, so you can see everything I got this time around. So definitely glad to have all this. So if you want to check out from the video now, great. If not, here's a quick update for some stuff going on the channel. I've mentioned in the past couple months that I wanted to do a Final Fantasy retrospective. Originally, it was going to be a massive video compiling, all the mainline games and showing the evolution from game to game to game in terms of visuals, audio, gameplay, everything. I then went down in scope and was going to do a series of videos talking about each Final Fantasy in turn as, a full retrospective series, and had planned to hopefully have that out by June. That is not going to happen. I still want to do that at some point, but I don't have the time or energy. Sorry about that. I don't have the time or energy to do a project on that scope right now. So instead, I'm coming back to doing Let's Plays. And it's going to be starting with one tomorrow that if you have paid attention to the gaming sphere of the last few weeks, it won't be too much of a surprise, because a lot of people have gotten back into this game franchise recently as well. So it's a newish game for me. I haven't really ever spent much time with it in the past, but still looking forward to it. I do have a couple other Let's Plays planned, and eventually I will continue more Final Fantasy Let's Plays. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the original Final Fantasy or if I'm just going to continue from 6 or whatever, but I am thinking of also jumping forward and doing a Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV, because there is a new expansion coming out at some point, and I never finished all of the expansions. The furthest I got was beating the main quest of Heavensward. I started the patch quests after that, leading into Stormblood, but never got that far into them. So if I do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV, it's going to be starting over from scratch, new character, everything, so we can start from the beginning of, A Realm Reborn and continue onward. Maybe eventually I'll look into doing a private server or whatever for 1.0, so I can get, the full story. But either way, that is it for now. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.